The final day of the Overwatch World Cup here in Bangkok. Sweden versus Thailand. This one is for all of the marbles. As you mentioned, Wolf, Thailand already able to push the envelope.
Yeah.
Go to a game 5, nearly pull off a reverse sweep just yesterday. Couldn't quite do it, but Sweden, they want to avoid that. They want a clean 4-0 to strengthen their chances of making it to BlizzCon.
Yeah, so Thailand really is just fighting for these fans you see down in your screen here that have woken up early in the morning. It's actually 10 a.m. in Thailand time right now. So coming in early on a Sunday morning to check out this high-level play, want to see their team succeed. For Sweden, everything's on the line. They won't be running, however, Reinforce on the Reinhardt to start things off. They will be running a very sustainable comp, Lucio Moira, but they're trying to keep this Winston alive to get a fast primal with all that healing.
Well, already straight up into the front, both these teams going to be meeting just past the bridges. For now, heading back, but Ludi actually goes forward, finds the pick off there onto Mickey. Get him down, opening things up for Sweden as they try to push forward, but Chips will also be traded out. Patty finding that hit, Nothing is going to get slept down. No one really there to pick up the pieces and try to get the kill onto the Sombra, so he will be able to bounce out for the moment, but still, it's going to be a lot of kills coming in for the side of Thailand as a point unlocks, and they will be able to lock it in.
Sayajin God trying to pilot form his way back into a mech here, and I think he will be able to do so. No one to contest him at the moment. It's ticking up for Thailand, which is huge. They also have the advantage in terms of Primal Rage ever so slightly, and that comes back to the early pick there onto the supports of Sweden. And Tavic's only halfway to that EMP. It's going to be very difficult for Sweden to get a fast cap here on this point without those support ultimates, without that EMP. And in fact, Tavic, knowing this, is just going to swap over to the Brigida to try to counter the sked you were saying from Potty.
All right. Sweden going to be going for the backdoor approach, wrapping around. Thailand do see this, so they will just be joining up on the point. Mickey with the shield ready to go. Waiting to bash anyone who comes around that corner, and it's going to be Tavic. He gets taken down right off the bat as the Nano gets tossed in onto the Brigida. Mickey's still just going to be swinging away, trying to get the break onto the mech here, and Manhattan will get knocked out. Will go up the side of the map, does not want to commit. That self-destruct, so we'll just be holding on to that. But as they try to get in, Sweden just get cut down one after the other.
And that's all you need. All you need is that one pick onto the Brigida at the beginning. And Mickey,
Stagger here.
The first person to play Brigida in Overwatch League to a high level with great success on Dallas Fuel, just comes up, showcases his capabilities here, peeks around the corner, gets that opening pick onto Tavic. Look at that, he's got nearly a rally. Tavic, only 26%.
Oh, that's going to be the blade coming down the back. He's going to get shut out Sharp. Cuts him right out of the fight. At the same time, will be exchanged, and now Sharp will go down, so it's still going to be Thailand maintaining control now at 80%, still picking up kills. Sweden, will they be able to recuperate here, gather back together, and make it over to the point in time to try to contest this?
Well, it's going to be pretty unlikely. They have a slew of ultimates to use here. The problem is a rally has just been executed here for Mickey. They have the ability to burst heal Titawatt with that now. In fact, they're going to use it right now.
Deadeye coming down, not going to find anything, and Chip's going to be the first one to drop. Right at the start of the fight, Titawatt picking that one up. Now it's going to be a sound barrier in from Thailand, pushing forward, maintaining control over the bridge. The truck going to be tossed in by Medicine looking for a pick, but he's not going to find it. And now Ludi is also going to be going down. Zion 10% away from that Transcendence, desperately needs to get over onto the point. But Thailand fighting tooth and nail, and they're shutting them down. Tavic and Sharp both going to be falling. He's trying to build up for another last-second Dragon Blade, but I don't think he's going to need it. Chips is gone, Medicine is gone. Sweden getting stomped out of this first point here on Lijiang Tower. That's going to be guarded, going the way of Thailand.
And Sweden just has total control of this map, utilizing the first comp they started with, meaning they had ult advantages the entire game because they didn't have to swap heroes. That opening pick for Mickey onto Tavic's late Brigida, where he had only just started the ultimate, meant that they could just bully, reinforce Titawatt on the Winston, having that Primal Rage earlier, having that earlier Nano Boost when he didn't have Primal, when Reinforce did. When the Nano Boost came through there from Patties, he was able to instantly blow up Chip's high end. And once you have half of your support line gone, you can't really trade up when your opponent has an advantage of already controlling the point. So, you know, it just ended up being that Thailand was running the better comp to start with, and despite Sharp's best efforts on the McCree to try to burst through the tank line, it did not work out. Now we're going to see Reinforce on his Reinhardt with Sharp Zarya to back him up. Tavic running the Doomfist as well, mirroring what Madifan's got here.
Okay. Here's coming out. See Now this one's gonna break down. Rocket Punch not gonna get the connection, but the uppercut does it. The Nick's gonna go down. Sleep connects in on a body pot, but still gonna get woken up. Will be all right. Reinforced, finding one. Traded back, but now Ludi's gonna fall. Support suffering heavily here on the side of Sweden, as Chip Thailand will go down as well. That is going to be another one fight for Thailand. They look to lock down the point first yet again.
And yet again, Tavik is the first to fall. Padifan leads ult charge 50% here. Thailand is fighting for nothing but pride in this series, and it feels bad to be a Swedish fan when you're just being defeated by better mechanics here from Team Time with the crowd backing them. Choke point here, controlled by Titawat with the Shatter.
Sun coming down, but it's going to be that massive Shatter coming through for Titawat. He's not going to lock down Reinforced, but doesn't really matter because the kills are still coming through. Padifan finds one there onto the Vic yet again. Titawat overextending a little bit will get punished, but it's still wildly a one fight here for Thailand.
And this is why this comp is so strong on this map. If you win the first point, you do get to control this choke point. So difficult for Sweden to break through. They were trying so much to use that stun to get in there, displace Titawat and then burst him down, but it didn't work out that way. Titawat had control of that doorway. Now they can back off and play around the Graviton and Meteor Strike they currently have held.
Yeah, we might be seeing a Space Jam coming through here, Wolf. Reinforce, holding the Shatter, looking for an opportunity. Oh no, throws it straight, not into only a Zarya bubble, but also the shield of Titawat. Now the Rocket Punch comes in, Reinforce gonna be going down. Honeypot goes up for another one, finds Sharp. The tank line's gonna be busted here. And Benfen also gets popped out. Thailand can this off the 100-0 to kick off a win on Lee Jung Tower.
It's looking tragic for Sweden here. They just don't have ultimates to lead in. Reinforce dropping that Shadow right into a barrier, hitting nothing there. That was the biggest tool they had to try to trade up here. And Thailand's got the big six-pack lead.
There we go. That's going to be the grab coming down. He strikes up into the air. But they don't even really need it. Medicine just dumps the bomb. Manages to find two, but yeah. Not sure that's really going to be doing you that many favors. Tavik comes back down with his own Meteor Strike, does manage to drop panties, but other than that, Thailand maintain control at 85%.
Well, I mean, Thailand, they have a Shatter to control that choke again. It looks like they're just going to try to operate on buying time here. The faster response coming through from Sweden. Titawat steps off the point here. There's the Shatter.
Shatter coming down, manages to find Chip, one of the only ones with sound barrier, really helping to keep Sweden in this fight. Can they turn this around? Can they get the flip? They nearly have it here at the moment. The Thailand's operating in onto the point, now it's 99%. So the OT will be rolling through. Sweden have to stay in the fight, but Ludi is going to be the first one to fall, so Rocket Punch takes him down. Now Surge coming through from the side of Sharp, tosses that one in, but they only managed to find the Doomfist. Now Reinforced Chips to Vic. They're all dropping like flies as Thailand looks to close out Lee Jung Tower here with a 2-0, starting off the series 1-up.
Two matches that were completely one-sided, 100-0. And even in moments where Sweden had ult advantage, the coordination just was not able to match that of Thailand. Mickey's Brigitte, I think, is the big key here in this first map. His ability to shut down Tavik on the first set, then moving into Control Tower, having that burst heal available to make sure the tank line survived when the ultimates of Sweden came down. And you could see Mickey here with his teammates. Obviously, Mickey, the face of positivity in Overwatch. They're having a great time.
In life.
Yeah, and they're having a great time playing in front of this Thai crowd here.
They're having Fusion. All right.
There you go. And
Monty and Doa did it first.
Yeah, they did. They were the first people to do that ever in the world.
Yeah.
In the Apex Season 2 finals. But actually, that was Season 1. Season 1, yeah.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. But
continue your play.
Sweden is in trouble. And if we're seeing play like this on Control, especially a map type like Lijiang that suits their play style, then I worry for what the future is going to hold as we go into the rest of these maps, because we already know Thailand can run dive really well. And if they decide to sub Laputo back in, Sombra is very much a strong option for them. So it's not looking good if you're a Sweden fan right now.
It's very much not, because not only do they have to win these two matches, and this is on paper the easier one because Denmark has been looking pretty hot. Yeah. But if they have to win both matches and every single map counts as they try to surpass either China or Australia, like you said, if China does take down Spain, which is an anticipated result, then they have to hope and pray that Australia cannot pick up the win. They are going to be the biggest Chinese fans in the world here is Sweden. But I don't know. This is a really rough start. We'll see what their map selection is going to be as we get ready to dive into Hybrid. Let's go ahead and take a look. If you're unfamiliar with Hybrid, how it plays, as I throw a little bit too early, it's going to be Hollywood.
It's going to be Hollywood.
So let's talk about what map it is, and then we'll talk about how it's played.
Well, I'll talk about it very briefly. It's the first time that I can think of that we've actually seen Hollywood. And it's interesting because it's normally a map that's dominated by snipers during the street phase. So this is not something that Sweden is known for at all. So it's a bit of a surprising pick here.
Well, maybe. Going to be trying something different here. This time around, we saw them move away from the GOATS comp on Kings Row. But Hollywood going to be locked in here for this squad. Let's see how it's going to play out.
This is hybrid. Two teams face off as either defenders or attackers. The attacking team has a limited amount of time to first capture a payload and then escort it along a set path containing 2 checkpoints. To capture the payload, the attackers need to stand within its range for a set amount of time. Defenders can delay capture progress by also standing in range. The attackers must work together to clear away the defenders. If successful, they score 1 point and gain additional time on the clock. The payload only moves forward when an attacker stands near it. Defenders can delay the payload's movement by standing nearby. To get moving again, the attackers must clear away the defenders by force. If even one attacker is capturing the objective or on the payload when the time runs out, the game enters overtime. This extends play indefinitely until the attackers are either cleared away or they gain more time by reaching a checkpoint. Every time the payload reaches a checkpoint, the attackers score 1 point and gain additional time on the clock. The round ends when the payload reaches the destination or when time runs out. Teams switch sides each round. Whichever team scores the most points and escorts the payload farthest wins.
All right, here we are. Hollywood, a map that has really been eluding us in the World Cup.
Yep, this will be our first time for this qualifier here in Bangkok on the final day. And it will be Sweden defending first, Thailand taking the attack approach here. So it's a map where you can run Reinhardt Zarya very well in the choke. And it's very easy to operate that around either the staircase that you can see the left side of your screen or kind of where Sharp is standing there with Ludi. There's a lot of really good places to pin as Reinhardt, and as well as obviously during the enemy approach you can hit big fire strikes, build up that grab, do massive damage, build your shatter as well. You're not going to be building a grab with fire strikes, not usually, but...
that'd be a bit weird.
Yeah. So for Thailand, they're putting Patipan actually on the Sombra, it looks like, for the attack here. And it can be very powerful against the comp that Sweden is running, especially if they can get that hack onto the Reinhardt. You could do so much damage in those small interims.
This also could just be a scouting run.
Could be as well,
a lot of people are still hanging back. So Patty is going to be pushing forward here, trying to see what Sweden's operating with.
Yeah, it's been more...
Still playing a bit far forward. Not getting spotted out yet, but now will be popped up, and here we go.
Yeah, I'm just going to swap it. It's been more meta recently to actually run the Sombra with it, but he's just going to counter by making the Pharah pick very powerful here, avoiding reinforces barriers and trying to attack the sky. However, fairly weak on this map unless everyone's far forward like this.
Yeah, already some decent hits coming through. Orb out from Chip is going to be helping to top them up. Or's falling down to about half HP. Let's get healing backing him up, and he's building up very rapidly for that first Earth Shatter, almost at 80% here at the moment. And pushes over the top, layering these rockets in, nearly having a barrage of his own.
Nice knock.
Coming down, yeah, kind of separate them here. Reinforce, gonna get slumped up. Not gonna be getting the kill, but Potty comes in, and he's gonna find three, popping Medicine out of that mech, setting up Mickey to get the final blow. Team Wipe effectively coming through. There it is, as Chips will go down. Thailand played that one nice and slowly. They wait for an opening, they take it, and now Sweden give up point A.
And they have full armor as well from Mickey's rally. So really nice control there. The concussive mine splitting the team in half. All of that disruption from Patipan gives Saya Jin God, long name there, Saya Jin God, the faster grab. And they're just going to try to contest it so late.
Yeah, they're trying to go for this one, but it's already been locked down. We're ready to move the payload. Rod coming in, tossing that nano boost and helping Patty alive. As he pushes forward, looking for some extra kills. Really good forward play here from Sweden. This could cost them quite a bit of distance. Thailand can clean this up quickly.
Oh, it certainly will. This is a huge mistake to engage like this.
Ludi, one more shot would take him down. Have to go for the reload. Point blank range here, but it's actually going to be Patty picking up that kill. Now they will go ahead, start moving up the cart. See if Sweden is going to be swapping up this comp, that would explain
Yes.
the very far forward push, or they just really misinterpreted how much time they had to contest that.
If they were going to swap, then this ends up making a lot of sense because you could just put Reinforce on the Winston, maybe try to control the high ground, drop down onto the cart, etc. But using those ultimates like that, obviously after the cart had already been captured, just very expensive. They're sticking with the Rhine though.
Coming down, going to lock them in here. God nearly has his shot, but oh, there it is! The bomb comes out, Menton picks up 3 off the back of the grab. A nice little turnaround here from Sweden, shutting down Thailand on the push for now.
Yep, looks like Thailand's going to start to swap their composition.
They're going to try to spawn camp over the seam.
Yep, that's the idea here. And they are building a lot of overcharge to Reinforce. He almost has that shatter.
And comes down to Peter Watt, but not really going to be finding much. 15 minutes to take him down, but Adi is trying to turn it around. Triple kill coming through off the back of the Mirage. Vic manages to pick one up there onto Mickey. 3 members alive on the side of Thailand. And Vic will get bopped around, and then also sitting here at the moment, but he is going to be the lone member of Sweden playing this far forward, trying to get the hit. Will be able to take down the Farah. The back is going to get broken. Thailand can try to regroup and get in onto the cart.
And the cart does finally start rolling forward. Sweden bought some time. They are going to swap Reinforce now onto the Winston, and things start to normalize here a little bit, but you always run the risk of losing so much distance, as you can see now, what they are losing when you do commit to that spawn camp. Bought some time, but don't know if it's actually worth it at the end of the day. Thailand has Polygon now here controlling this high ground, as Sharp will be low ground, so there's no way to shut this down just yet. They have to dive.
Yeah, they push their way up to the top, reinforcing a lot of damage off the bubble. You know what, they'll be joining him on the ground. He's going to finish off the enemy Winston, but they're not going to be able to pop up over the top. Looking for the hit. Reinforce comes in from behind, smacks him down, finds the kill, shutting out the Widow.
It's a new take on dive when the dive is half for free. There's damage there from range, plus the dive coming through from Reinforce, because otherwise Mountain has not really been committing up onto those high grounds. It's just been Reinforce trying to force him into line of sight, and they will aggressively chase to get some stagger kills. And finally, for the first time in the series, Sweden is starting to really get some momentum and some control here in this map. The Cyanogen God will swap over to that D.Va.
Yeah, they're going back over to the 3-3 actually. So Thailand's going to be abandoning the Widow Winston. Deadeye coming in from the backside.
Total flank here.
And will manage to take it. Finds that nice shot coming through. Charge coming down. Not going to be getting much there is Tidawat, as they just go ahead and scoop up the kill. So Sweden able to stabilize, able to play this far forward and trying to execute this spawn camp.
This is not really something that you ever really see in top tier Overwatch. You don't really operate around this point after the cart has been captured.
So what are you saying here, Wolf?
Well, I'm saying proxy between the cart and the spawn. So Thailand is not prepared for flanks like that. They're not prepared for Deadeyes to come out that angle. It's just not something you think about in pro Overwatch very often. So it's kind of a unique thing that Sweden is doing right now, and it's working quite well for them. Chips is holding onto that extra armor and shields at the moment. Thailand finally regains control of this doorway, but they're taking so much damage on the approach.
Yeah, Blackman coming down. It's going to be shield bash in on the Shark. He falls low. He goes down. Able to find the killing blow. See here, Transcendent down from Chips, trying to keep everybody topped up, but not really in range with the Vic, so he will be going down right as that rally becomes available. Chips trying to fight off against the high energy Zarya. Not really going to be going his way, so he does fall. Same is going to be said here for Reinforced, you would expect, but no, the Primal Rage will be coming out. In the meantime, the cart is moving, and it's really only Medicine trying to contest this one. Reinforced comes back into the side, just being an absolute nuisance to the members of Team Thailand. They should be able to deal with him as the reinforcements get ready to come through from Sweden, but now the cart is going to be pushing forward yet again.
With the rally plus grab and what will be in the longer fight a shatter here, ready for contention. I really like the positioning of Thailand right now. Reinforce going to go back onto the Rhine here, looking for potentially a big charge. He's so late here onto the point. Gets blocked out by Mickey as well.
So fast breaking out and on to
Nice flank though.
Deadeye coming out this time for Sharp, not going to be finding any pickoffs. The sound barrier going to be tossed in by Rocket as he tries to take a fight over to the side of Sweden. The Vic is going to be the first one to go down. Shatter, a long one, drops it down, but not going to be finding anything. Tidawat can't get the hits. Still have the man advantage here at the moment. Reinforced falling low, get pinned, get taken down. But Tidawat from the side, Flashbang comes in and Sharp manages to cut him out of the fight. He will be traded out to Mendet on the side of Sweden as Thailand tries to put this one into point B in OT, just 1 meter away. In Thailand, they have 5 members still here, and they're still taking names on the side of Sweden. Should be able to get this cap.
Yeah, Reinforce is going to get staggered a little bit here. No time to buy at this point when you're already in overtime. Thai crowd goes nuts here as they are able to finally regain control of this map, ult advantage, etc. After what was a really interesting spawn camp from Sweden, controlling there with the Sharp flank. Sharp, excuse me, going to go back over to the Zarya now. As Reinforce does hold that shadow, but it's an open area here, one of the worst places to try to make a shadow happen, especially against a team that knows you're holding it. They're just going to play around it. Another rally up here for Mickey.
Playing very far forward, the Graviton Surge is going to be coming down. Pin goes through. Be finding anything inside. Just got get locked down by that Earth Shatter. Struck down from Manhattan, not going to find any kills. Buys a little bit of space. Zones Thailand back behind the cart, but now they are on the offensive yet again, pushing forward, finding the kill as the Vic goes down, straight into the back of Manhattan, burning him out of that mech. His body completely unhindered here as this Zarya, they wipe him out, they push the cart forward, now rounding the final corner.
And you know, Reinforce hits another shatter into one of Titawat's barriers. That was the big ultimate that they had. He built a lot of charge afterwards, so he's still halfway to one right now, but when you had an overtime hold on B, you don't expect right afterwards it's such a free push towards completion. Reinforce up in the front right now, looking to build that final 20%.
Looking for the pin. Go ahead, match, head to head. They both hit the ground. Titawat, however, is going to be the one falling to pick up the kill. Now
there's
with no barrier, the shatter comes in. They lock down both supports just behind the cart. They take them out. Graviton Surge is going to be coming down as they try to turn this one around. Thailand fighting with just a few members left up here at the cart with no time remaining in the clock. Eva Bomb comes up, comes back down. Saijin God going to get taken out. Mickey hovering here by himself. The rest of the squad trying to rejoin as Graviton Surge comes in, but they are contesting the point here at the moment.
Perfect barrier from Rocket keeps them all alive. They got one more shot at this, but the spawn advantage is for Sweden.
And now he's going to go down though, and Titawat is also going to fall. They do not have a tank as they try to wait for Saijin God to rejoin, but he is the only one alive at the moment. Cannot get close enough. Sweden will be able to stop the push.
They do stop the push off the back of Reinforce's first big shatter this series. Gets that angle there after Titawat was focused down. So nice focus fire by Sweden when Titawat went in for that charge during that moment where they collided into each other. That was, I think, the biggest mistake Thailand made on the push, because when Titawat got knocked down, he can't place his barrier. He's just focused down. Reinforce, after standing back up on the Rhine, is able to get that last bit of shatter, and it's a fat one. So from then on, obviously Sweden had spawn advantage and was able to just run back to the cart to defend faster. Rocket had a nice sound barrier at the last second to look for Titawat's rejoining and getting a Earth Shatter himself, but it didn't work out that way. Still, a bit of a rocky point A for Sweden's defense. We'll have to hope the attack is much better, or Thailand may simply be able to full hold them here. It's rare to say something like that when when you watch the attacking team first fail to get completion, and you still feel like the next team is at a disadvantage. You feel like, well, they prevented completion, so they must be advantaged, right? But I think with how Sweden is playing right now around A, I kind of like Thailand's chances to defend, or at least very significantly remove that time bank.
Well, we'll see what they're going to pull off for us. Thailand has shown us some unique comps. Think back to Temple of Anubis just from yesterday. Running that triple tank.
Yeah.
Really helped them claw those wins back in and extend that series. Sweden, however, going to be hovering that 3-3 at the start. Tivik with the Sombra almost certainly just going to be as a scouting mission.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen some Sombra used actually committed to in this fight in this meta, but it's pretty rare. The scout is more likely going to be the case. The main tank Wrecking Ball here that Titawat is running is very powerful against what Sweden will run, the Goats, once they check this. Don't think they'll be running the bar that Thailand ran. So it could disrupt this slow-moving, tanky composition.
But if they see the Wrecking Ball and they decide to keep the Sombra, that could turn things around.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, the hack can't really eliminate that.
It seems like that's going to be the play here. As soon as he sees it, he's going to be sticking in, not going to be translocating back. Looking for the hack. Throw one down there on the body, and the Doomfist also another great target. They managed to take him down. There's going to be two swift kills traded back here by Thailand. Ludi and Sharp Close going to be falling. Now Reinforced joining them in the grave. Legend Gone, got to be taken out. Panties on fire. Will be going low, as is Rocket. As Sweden keeps playing forward. Vic's going to get hacked now. Spraying away is to Vic. Knows that there's no defensive matrix to mitigate this damage coming out. They will be able to get the break on that mech. Rocket pushes forward. Does the same here with the help of Panties against Manhattan.
Yep, they actually are able to bring this back. Incredible that Thailand is able to hold on through Mickey and Rocket, buying so much time for the respawns to come through. Absolutely nuts stall. Tivic's about to have an EMP though. It's just going to be a few left clicks before he's got it ready. Titawat knows where he is. He's definitely seen him here. Okay, perhaps not actually. Here's the EMP.
Yeah, tosses that one down. The pin comes in. Titawat's gonna be gone right off the bat now. Madison with the Diva Bomb manages to get rid of Panties, and Mickey is also dead. 3 members down. Here is Thailand. As the ticks start rolling through for Sweden. Second one gonna be gained. Patty completely visible here. She's gonna get taken down. And this should be very nice and fast caps coming in from Sweden. I don't think we're going to be seeing the spawn camp shenanigans from Thailand.
Nope. And this is, you know, fears allayed, at least for me, and I think the fans of Sweden about that A attack there. They handled it so well with Tavik on the Sombra. And now Mickey and Thailand are just going to try to control the high ground because they're operating on Polygon's Widow here. He switched off the Sombra. And they do have a Dragon Blade, a Nano Blade even, available. So Sweden needs to be careful because vision advantage and high ground control go to Thailand at the moment.
Oh, Mickey coming down off the top will get eliminated here. And a Blade's coming out, but that's going to be a stun instantly coming down on the side. You've got it to try to finish him off. Still going to be alive. Still gets swiped a couple of times here. In the meantime, going to be potting up top.
Never
shots in
underestimate the
on
high
the
ground.
reinforce, taking him down.
It's so powerful. You know, you get a shatter, you shut down the blade, but you still have dealt with the Widow. And look, now he can just completely backdoor the supports.
Finally gets that shot. Ludi gonna fall. The cart's still moving up, however. Well, Putty not really gonna be in a position to try to stop that from happening as he pops at the top. Madison's ready for him, so we'll be able to take him out with the rockets.
And for the first time, Sweden will now be comfortable moving forward, knowing there's no headshots coming from above. They don't have big dive for this comp. All they have is Diva for mobility. So it's, and I guess Sombra as well. So it's breath of fresh air here now as they move the cart forward. But Titawat's ready to drop down. He has mines available. And Sweden need to be aware of this. Here they come.
Straight down here onto the cart. He's going to be looking for Ludi. Pops him up into the air. Channel that sound barrier. Does manage to get it off in time and does manage to stay alive. In the meantime, going to be taken down by God. Anyone back, helping keep that cart moving. As the Vic looks for an opportunity to toss out this EMP. And he throws the bomb, gets pinned instantly, and now Body's going to be eliminated. Manson hounding down that Widowmaker. The other sniper going to be falling. Penny's is also going to be eliminated. No supports available here in Thailand. Basically no one around. An effective team wipe comes through. That's going to be a point B cap here for Sweden.
Yeah, really well played around the EMP. Tavik just finding that opening through the high ground despite Rocket trying to avoid that. He does get caught. And now we're getting staggered kills here as Rocket tried to come in a little bit too early. I think Thailand needs to be careful about trying to stagger these payloads and try to buy a little bit of time because it's just not realistic in these moments to stop contention or to contest to stop completion of B. So Rocket died there. Could have been a huge, nasty stagger. Still a free push right now for Thailand as they switch the composition up, moving away from the Widow. The Nano Blade is ready, but it's so weak against the composition that Sweden is running, especially if Reinforce can hit that shatter again.
Yep. They need this to pop up, but here's drawn out for an opportunity. Looks back over. Target bubble coming down, helps to keep Reinforce alive. Sajin got falling way too low. Reinforce gets a pin there on the Titawat. They have to peel back, so another Nano Blade that is not going to net anything here for Thailand. The cart pushing forward Sweden with 3.5 minutes to tie up this series 1-1. The victory on Hollywood. Mickey gets the heck out of there, still falling low. Loses the mech all the same. Manhattan is there for the chase. Cart getting ready to move up. He's spooked away. He's down below half HP. They need to heal him up. They need to go ahead and focus fire him here with these heals, but it's not going to happen. Reinforce kills 2 with the pin. The cart just strolls right in very casually. So the Reinforce is feeling pretty good about that one.
They will win the map. They will tie us up 1-1 heading into halftime. And I think a lot of this is Thailand's overextensions on defense. They had a great setup with Titawat on the wrecking ball for the A defense. But in the streets phase, despite a few headshots ruining the first push of Sweden with Pativan there on that high ground on the Widow, they continued to run the stubborn Genji dive comp. They tried to run the Nano Blades to get into the backline and get those kills, but when you're running against goats, you could get pinned, you could get shattered, and there's so much sustainability, so it's tough to kill these tanks with a Dragon Blade, and the supports are well positioned. So, you know, it didn't really end up being the right composition in the long run there for Team Thailand, and players like Rocket kind of staggering their deaths moving forward didn't give them any favors either.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a victory on their map selection for Team Sweden. Now we'll go back into the hands of Thailand, see what they're going to pick for Assault, see if they can pick up a win. Maybe we can just go 1-1 all the way to Game 5, back and forth, to really keep this on a knife's edge for Sweden. I think that would be absolutely wonderful. But for now, we will be tied up 1-1. So Sweden are keeping their hopes alive, but they want the rest of this series to be clean to improve their chances of making it to BlizzCon. Guys, we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the rest of the series. Don't go anywhere because you clearly don't want to miss it. It's already been so damn good.